Yo, what is good? Hi, TF Mob. It is your boy Booba back with another video. And here we go. So, this is going to be our new analysis of the week. I just want to do a market overview for what's to come going into the end of this month and what's to come starting into the next month. So, Um, as usual, on this channel, I like to do a nice top-down breakdown. And since it is the end of the month that is coming up, I'm just going to do a little bit of touch-ups on my TP levels because I know new levels were created throughout this past month. And now I can make slight adjustments based off of what was printed. So keep in mind, this prior to was only placed here because I was looking at these two levels relevant to when price was like back over here, right? So now you can see price got down to our TP1 level, and if we want to, we can make the adjustment, or we could leave everything the same. It's all up to you. And honestly, it would be okay to leave everything the same because a lot of what I see without having to place this is just a rectangle, a zone. So yeah, I may have placed this line here, but I know that the reaction will happen anywhere within this space. So that's the thing. The market's never going to always be exact, which is why you can't just expect everything to print perfectly and picture perfect. You got to kind of use your own discernment and understand like what's happening when you see the price print. And right here, because my line is placed at a bank level of 70K flat, that's a big reason why I'm keeping the line there. And if I were to update my line, it is okay to make your weekly, you can drag your weekly down and put it, to the current weekly low. That's okay coming from this peak weekly high. But at the same time, look with the value that you're getting at, and just try to like line it up with the next best value, which would be any of your quarter levels or your mid levels. So like 68,500 would be a good mid-level that I could do. I can honestly just type it in, save you the time, and then it'll line up. So then this would be another bank level that you can keep an eye on. And you just kind of know that when you drop down, boom, you can kind of see the structure of price continuing to create this uptrend to go back to this previous high. So now that we see that, hold on. Let's go up to the monthly real quick. It looked like price just bounced down here. So looks like we had our low get created. Pull out the marker. Okay. Looked like our low was made. Then we had our lower high. And then our higher low is what it looks like here because this wick was created. And then looks like price is about to respect unless next week price just tanks. So right now, that's just kind of the direction that could get shaped up. And then we could see a break of these highs here and then price come back to test and then push through our TP2 and TP3. So that's just the outlook I'm seeing going into the next month for AU. So now that we kind of have that picture in mind, we can know that, oh, if we see a buy setting up, we can actually understand what's trying to happen with that as a long-term setup. So again, this whole structure, because that's what I like to trade off of is market structure, because then it just becomes more like a puzzle. So when you have more of a puzzle vibe to it, it like basically becomes a game of filling in the gaps. So now you can see if it were to fill the gaps, this would kind of make sense. But again, this is why we want to adjust our TP lines going into the new month, because price made this trail down, there is new previous highs and previous lows that were created. So now we can move this. Now remember, the TP levels are always relative to the wicks on the daily. So these were just areas price came back to and then was pushed down again due to institutional movement. So right here, there is manipulation. Now all the wicks We could even say this was one here too, because price came up and then it was thrown right back down. So those are all valid. But I like to give my trades a room so that I can know we're filling in gaps. So here we go. Actually, hold on a second. I got one more. So TP3, we'll bring it back to here. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing going the other way. So we know the TP1 was already hit. Let's see. You got one here. If you want to be simple. Again, you want to usually keep it pretty confined so that you have good room in between. Because you just want to get parts of this move. You don't have to get the whole move. You don't gotta get the whole move to make money. There's a lot of movement that goes on in a year. Don't forget. So yeah. Actually, let's see. All right, boom. So I'm giving it room because I'm looking for areas that were like the major gaps between two levels. So from this low to this low, to this high low. So here you go. Let's see. Break a structure. And again, your break of structure happens when price double bottoms but respects and then continues up. And this is also what can create harmonic patterns. So funny enough, we do have someone that does definitely do that in our academy too. So if people want more in-depth breakdowns, he has a channel going up. That's definitely gonna, I'm actually just gonna put it in the description when I get a chance here, but hold on. So there you go. But yeah, you can play around with it. It's just ultimately to help you see everything more clear. And now if we drop to our 4 hour, this is where we actually get more involved. And again, we can take out the trend lines. Yeah, again, you can keep trend lines. I'm not against them. I'm just the trader I am. I see things a lot easier when everything is kind of like a sandwich. So don't feel like I have anything against them. I actually love trend lines, but my utilization isn't the best with them. I'm sure, like I like to use them to help me see structure, but to use them live trading, I just like, I feel like I'm more patient when it's more sandwich. So here we go. We're gonna go find our swing lows. So again, our swing lows are always those peak lows that happen right before it wipes out our peak high that was relative. So this is our swing high right here. And this was the low that caused this high to get wiped out. And now this is our current swing high. So as we know, this became the break of structure, which then became our flip zone once it got broken. After candles closed past it, came back, tested, and now you could have bought here and made a move, getting into the trend to finish out the buy. So here I'm gonna take this off. I like to keep things really concise and clear, just so I'm ready for the next action. So again, we're always just reacting. This is why we love the high time frame, because the high time frame again helps us time our entries and use the low frame to see the structures, to see the details. So hold on a second. I want to do this real quick and mark our pools of liquidity. So again, I like to keep things sandwich. Yes, you can do like trend lines and, you know, slopes and, you know, do whatever you need to make it easier, because there's a million different ways to approach trading in the right way. So this could be like a pennant, or someone could just see it as this all together. Nice little bull flag happening. Okay. So it's all how you want to break it down. For me, because I'm on the hour, I like to keep it very specific and very detailed. So it gives me the best possible entry. And again, you got to remember these candles take an hour before they print. That's a whole lot of movement going on like the 15-minute and all that. So if it's really finite and detailed on this frame, then you can use those low frames to really find good positions. I kind of like to do the peak highs and lows within the consolidation range, because then it shows me where price was trapped. And then now I know where the breaks are supposed to happen for price to continue in one direction over another. So that's why I always target those whenever I do my liquidity zones. So I'm just kind of brushing up over like what I'm doing. And I'm going to kind of breeze through the next couple just so that way, or yeah, this looks nice. This looks really nice, but, or I might just like cut the video so that you can not have to deal with me just sitting and doing all this, but enjoy for real. So this could easily be a nice little 3-to-1 setup if price keeps respecting this trend, and then they collect the pools back here. And again, you can do the same on the opposite side wherever you're going to collect. So you know where your liquidity targets are. Yep. Yeah, and that's about it. I'm going to look at this setup going into next week for AU. And then we're just going to see what that weekly candle starts off doing. So if that next weekly candle opens up, starts selling, then I'm going to look for a new position down in the lows, probably about 25-50% of the way. And then if I see something set up, then I'm definitely get back in towards take profit one. Yeah. All right, we'll see. So next, again, you don't always have to adjust your lines. If you choose to, definitely feel free. For me, yeah, I like this new low that got set. Let me see where they. Oh yeah, it's like near 521,500. Yep. So another mid-level. Remember, I visualize it as zones. It may be different for other people. Okay, so if we're gonna make it relevant to the now, those would be the targets that I'm coming back for. So you can see how I'm using the past price to aim for the new levels. And then it just helps you play it back and forth. So as long as you know how to read all the candles off of here and the confirmations you need to see, it's all like a waiting game. All of it's a waiting game. There's no rush for anything, because every time it moves one way or another, it's always money being given off. So this looks like just near identical to AU. You can see here. So this is already two valid setups. And because this has more room, if I'm gonna drop my whole mic. All right. So because this has more room, if I'm gonna look to take this setup, I would take it on this pair over AU. Say if you only had so much money, you can't go on both pairs and trade both. I would take GU over AU simply because there's more room. And then what I would use to also help me decide that is how the previous candles lined up going into this move. And this is a very valid confirmation, a tweezer bottom. So here you have your bullish engulfing, and now price is making the reaction of the buys, of the bulls pushing price higher. And if we wipe this high out, and on the 4-hour, it looks like we've retested after breaking out of it. Once we get another confirmation, now we can use that next 4-hour, time it in, and then we can see how the price respects. That's all. So we'll drop to our 1 hour. We'll make the plays again, do the same thing. Oh. So this is the price trap right now. And if price starts getting back near the top, I can only assume one thing based off what I know. So that's all it is. So these are just our liquidity zones. So if price starts coming back, we know where price is going to target to wipe out. It's just money left behind. That's it. They'll either collect it now or they'll collect it later. Dang, it's the same like taxes. They gonna get your bread now, they gonna get it later. It doesn't matter one way or another. Just gotta, and then what does everybody do? They play the game, right? So just about understanding money flow, and that's, here we go. That's about like the easiest way I can put it if you want to understand like trading the proper way. So here you can just see the detail on that. So that's all that movement that's happening on those little, like those smaller frames. This is why we're high TF mop. Exactly it. Now we wait it out. And if you wanted to play the long game, you know where price is heading. You can drop your stops down here about anywhere from 50 to 100 pips, and then just set your position up for a 3-to-1. Right? So you could be more relaxed in this position, but it'll take longer to play out. And then you'll just trail your 15-minute chart. Or if you want to catch a piece of the move and not wait that long, you can wait for the timed entry to show up well. Line up your stop just a little bit below here. And then for me, I'll use the Academy's institutional blocks just to see. Hold on. Here. Okay. There we go. So we're back near our institutional block. And if price respects, which it looks like it's starting to, you can either be safe, play your entry up here and wait for the breakout retest, or you can just get in early and using these two structures, line up everything. So it's all preference. Down to UJ. So UJ and AJ and GJ, like that last week, it was all pretty much just consolidative, and AJ and GJ look like they're setting up buys. So I already cleaned off these charts. I didn't adjust their lines, but we can see with UJ, the sell still looks like it's there, but the other two twin pairs are looking like they're going to start doing the opposite. So I basically was focused on the sells for AJ because this is my structure that I see better. And these, I was like, I want to wait and just see if it breaks out. If it breaks out, I'll be looking to get involved for the buy side, because again, we looked at our high frames here. So this is where we saw the monthly dip, but there's all this room left back here where price could easily start reversing. So maybe next month we might get another candle that'll sell, and that'll probably match UJ and AJ, and then it'll probably buy back up. So it's the same that goes for these, just in a different fashion, right? And again, this is like, there's more room up here, but definitely not showing right now. So let me drop here. So this still looks good. I'm still going to keep all this the same with UJ. I'm just going to add new lines here. So again, we're looking for our swing highs, swing lows. So swing lows here. And hold on, did I even? I'm tripping, y'all. My bad. Hold on. See, I just seen the structure, so I already was ready to jump on jump on the train here and get to it. Okay. So again, this is the peak low that wiped out our highs here that created this new swing high. And now let's Okay. So there it is. And here you go. Just to solidify the trend we see. Boom. So it could respect this. It could break down and sell and then wipe out all these lows, or it could just keep going up. And here, real quick too. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. So now we'll go down to UJ. Same deal. We'll make this to the relative low. So the TP1 could be here because we already broke this. Once the candle closed under right there. So I'll make that relative. And then the rest is cool. I'll go down to the 4 hour. Again, I like to use the 4 hour candle when I'm doing more of live trading, but when I'm breaking down charts, I like to mainly use the 1 hour to get the details. So hold on. So we have our swing low down here. It's the peak low. Boom. And then we have our swing high. Right up here. So this is the previous high that led to wiping out this previous swing low and then created this low here. So my bad, guys. So I was just checking a message on my phone. Now, again, if you're playing on the bigger frames, you can always just do the entire structure, just make it a lot more simplified using your trend lines. Just like that. And then if price just keeps respecting and dropping, you know that sell is valid to take to the downside. After the breakout, however you want to do it. So it's not, yeah, it's not too bad here. I like this setup. It's not guaranteed. You can again start buying up with these guys if they keep going up. But I know the US dollar on the DXY is supposed to drop. That's what it looks like it's going on here. So I would assume that if the value goes down on UJ, that getting weaker and the JPY getting stronger is going to give us more incentive to sell. So that's definitely going to be a highlight play for next week. And then there's also, we have here AJ with the same stuff. And then I'm going to close out this video here. I actually had to get somewhere soon. So I'm just getting this up for y'all before leaving. And we got our current swing high that's about to be broken again. I do want to make sure, because I know this actually would be our swing low and our actual swing high should be back here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because what's happening is because this whole zone is just the structure is just breaking inside of itself. Does that make sense? So like right here is really where the real structures are, the real anchor points. But within the anchor points, prices keeps breaking its own structure. So these are internal breaks of structures, and that would be just added noise to what's really going on outside of the whole structure that we see. So this is technically our swing high. This is technically our swing low. Because again, this is what's pushing our pattern. This is what's pushing the market flow. And this is where, and I'm glad I actually caught that. So you can see that example. And then now we know we're leaning, price is leaning to the top side. So we could still get a sell here, or price could break through. We know what's going on. So again, you could always do your liquidity pools. But for now, I'm gonna mark just the swing highs and lows. And then from there, I'm gonna add detail throughout the week, because these structures are more, you should be kind of looking from them from the bird's eye view more than just like the inside, the internal. So let's see here. So we have our low, our swing high, and our swing low. Only reason why this is our current high is because price was down here, broke, came down, and now this is the peak low that we have that's relative to our new swing low. So last thing is going to be my daily open candle. So we know what's going on with price at the daily open, or not daily open candle, but daily open line. Yo, oh, I'm recording right now. Give me 1 second. No, you good, you good. That's good. But yeah, so now we just leave the daily open lines, and then we just wait for the week to open. And then from there, it's just the waiting game. Hold on. Yeah, so of course, when the market opens up, that's when we're going to want to readjust it to put it exactly on the line. But that's usually not till Monday, because then we'll be waiting for London, New York session. So boom. All right, that's it. So now that's all. So we'll see what's good. But I appreciate you guys coming through. If you guys want to support the channel, just share to anybody you feel like would like to get a better understanding of everything. Definitely just have them go through these market analysis and just follow along week to week, so they can see how everything kind of plays out over and over. So here I'm gonna leave screenshots on my Facebook, so that way you can see what I'm doing at the start of the week and what's going to be happening by the end. These are just some of the projections I'll probably be seeing for the start, but otherwise we should be good. So you'll get these same ones, and the Facebook link will be in the description, as well as the Academy and the live streaming channel. So hold on, let's put this last one up. Perfect. All right, y'all. It's been real. Peace out.